And hello and welcome to another live stream of Epic Heroes. Save as many animals as you can. I sincerely apologize for the delay of starting the stream. Unfortunately, things never go as we expected and planned. Unfortunately. So, while we're giving a chance for people to actually join in, to actually watch this gameplay, it's been a while since live streaming, going through different applications. It's a mess, as always. Interestingly, we have a new application this time, which seems promising, but it has many issues, like every application we try. So, for this live stream, we're looking at Wish Summon, and we're looking at the secret wheel, and we're looking at overall where we are in the game and different things that are happening that are not so nice and not so easy. Also a little bit of awakening and all that good stuff. All right, let's give a minute before we actually start and just enjoy watching the game. We'll start in a minute for now. And remaining a couple of seconds, and then we are going to start. The interesting and good thing for this stream is there is the lovely redemption codes, which will be shown on screen, and they have been upgraded so they can be more useful for players. Overall, before we actually get to the events, let's look at the current progress of where we are in different parts of the game. If we're looking at StarTech has the four main factions: the Superman, the Technology, the Dark faction, and the Nature. It also has the Universe and the God faction. Overall, you're upgrading all of this actually is the reason to gain more HP, more attack, and more force. We'll be looking at the different attributes actually a little bit ahead. So currently we're at 864 out of 1166 upgrades for the God/Universe faction. This is the last faction that needs to be upgraded. The rest are completed, so that is something good. So that's the update when it comes to StarTech. If we're looking at the Union Institute, of course, the Union Tech has been fulfilled, completed for a while. It gives you the additional attributes of attack, HP, accuracy, damage, skill, and overall attributes to increase your hero's power. Also, this is the main thing, the Union Institute. It does have a significant amount of value, and we're focusing currently on the radar one. Help these heroes become a little bit more stronger. You have the five main ones that actually help you in causing more damage. Then you have the lovely four that protect you from paralysis, stunning, petrification, charm, and all that good stuff that stops you during battle. And the last two, we have the critical damage resistance increase and the critical resistance increase. Overall, your direction should be to complete all of it for all the heroes, all the different sub-factions. So currently, this is still a work in progress, just like this one. It really is consuming for resources to upgrade, and it requires the fusion alloy, the cash, and money. So that's where we are in Union Tech. Okay, I guess we waited sufficient enough time. Let's get started at looking at the current events for this week. So we have Wish Summon. The usual direction would be to log in to gain the login gift, claim those two common summon scrolls, and then you have the Wish Cube Summon, your attempt and your ability to summon one of the heroes if you get lucky. And as we can see, this is the list of heroes. I'm just gonna stick to time. I already selected him, and it has different quests. You complete the quests to get the Wish Cube Summon. The wish cube summon is the wish summoning or the hero summoning that we're going to be using in hopes of getting a hero we want. The quests range from consume 30 stamina in homeworld, summon by using the common summon scrolls and by using the faction scrolls, also acquiring fast rewards and summoning 10 times normally. If you click on go, it will automatically take you to where the quest is, which saves you time from guessing where should I go. For the consume 30 stamina on home world, if you're free to play and you're not using the deluxe monthly card, you're gonna have to wait a little bit more because the maximum you can gain is 40 overall in terms of that. So if you want to go above that, unfortunately you'll need the deluxe monthly card at least to help you in having more energy for the casino. So we're gonna go back and forth to speed up that countdown, and yeah, remains one last one, so we'll change the energy to 1 and that will complete the 40. Going back to the wish summon, now we can see that the wish quest has been completed, 1 at least. The faster you complete the quests, the more wish cubes you'll have, and then you can automatically summon. But before you do that, again we have another boss trial. Let's collect the wish weekly card, look at the wish packs, which offers you a great opportunity to speed up your growth in the game. By spending money you can gain actually wish cubes. Now why would you do that? For the simple reason of completing the 100 wish summons required, and a number of portion of that will come from the quests itself and the challenge quests. Alright, so for the challenge quests we're gonna go with the simple direction of first. We're gonna add heroes that can last the battle and fulfill the condition of the God/universe heroes. So we're gonna add these lovely boys, and we're gonna add 1 Afra and 1 Thinker with time. We might remove time, but we'll see. Okay, now it's gonna go into, you need to survive the full amount of rounds, enduring the damage that lovely looking dragon is gonna do. By the way, Thinker has on him divine, one of the divine artifacts. I'll show you later to reduce the damage that they take. Radiance tribute, pretty much. Okay, and now we're at round 4 up until now. Things are going okay in terms of HP recovery. The damage we're taking is not the worst. Still okay, we can survive. We're not causing that much of a high damage in the first place, so he can go into insane berserk mode, and let's skip. Okay, so the total damage we were able to cause is 193. Okay, and we survived all the rounds. So pretty much take the challenge, deploy 2 heroes, have at least 3 heroes standing, deal a total damage, and the maximum total damage required also has been fulfilled. So pretty much the entire quests have been done all in one go by using weak God/universe heroes, 2 universe heroes actually, at level 1, and the rest is just for support. Radiance tribute, Thinker, Afra for HP recovery and armor increase, time for act again, and also I believe he has with him one of the divine artifacts. Let's check what he's holding. Yeah, he has the orb with him for recovering energy, so that kind of helps overall in one team, one hit, one goal, one fulfillment. Okay, so that would be stage 1 of using heroes to finish all the quests. Stage 2 will be looking at the damage ranking. Currently we are happily holding the rank of 70, and we can see the damage that people have attempted and have done, and Luthor is at number 1. Good for you. Second thing you would go at is actually use the lineup that you're going to be using for attacking the dragon, pretty much. Okay, so let's try one lineup and see how it will go, and hopefully we'll stand a chance in increasing the damage, but we'll see. Okay, who else should we add? Let's add Einstein, and let's switch, and let's add one of the ships, ship of Theosos. Let me look at the chat. There's no chat. Okay. Alright, so now it's a direction of causing as much damage as we can while trying to survive. Demon of Souls, Lucas is holding Wings of Angel for slowing down the enemy and for actually evading damage. That can help. Lucidia, we added her for actually boosting the damage that Toku can do. And now our hope is surviving long enough in battle and causing as much damage as we can. And this is the first lineup. We're just attempting to see how it will go. And it didn't go well. So that increased our ranking from 70 to rank 30. Okay, let's enter again. Let's add another hero and let's see how this will go. The direction, of course, is get the perfect lineup, give them the perfect artifacts for this battle, spam it as much as you can, hope for the best, and we'll see. Let's skip 3380. Let's try again. And one skip 6171. We're not gonna give it time actually to refresh and change our ranking. We're just gonna go hammering it 8-4, and we moved to rank 11. Okay, good, not bad. Let's use Houston to try and reduce the armor of the enemy, and let's go at it again. Now let's change the spaceship and attack again. Next, we're going to be changing more of the heroes after we've attempted a couple of attacks. Usually you should do at least 10 with every change you do to try and get as much as you can from the increase that can happen in damage. And then another attempt. 480. Okay. Let's remove time. Let's mix. Let's see which hero we can add. Alright, let's add Frontline Striker. He can increase the damage that Toku does. Let's see how this battle will go. 18. Okay. 19, 20. Little bit of armor decrease. The first attack. 21. Of course, there is more modifications and changes that can be done, including the sigil, including the gems, and upgrading, of course, the exclusive. Alright, let's see how far we can go this time. 40, 42. 43. Okay, let's try to adjust a little bit of this. Alright, let's add Mecha Valkyria. Let's try again. Okay, skip, and no, we're not there yet. Let's remove Frontline Striker and let's add the Music Fairy Jane. Let's give it another try to 8. Switch. One 722. Okay. We need more availability to survive, more HP, and more buff and support. Okay, let's skip 2635. 27. Alright, so we're not doing better, we're doing actually worse. Who should we use? Cyber Ronin can help. Alright, let's try this. First attack, 213 million by Toku. Okay, she got a boost of critical from Stormwalker. Another boost coming from the Music Fairy. Alright, let's skip. 1856. Okay, so one of the things that we can do, hopefully that can make a difference, is focus on using heroes from the same faction. That is what can increase at least the damage that Toku does, using heroes from the same faction. The faction draft, HP and attack increase. Okay, let's give this a try. Let's try to spam a little bit. 1462. Still not okay, and we're going down, down, down. Okay, who can make a difference? By the way, feel free to add your perspective of who can make a difference in the current scenario. Okay, let's 2958. Okay, so time can make a difference in being in the battle, of course. We need more of a buffy direction. You'd think by now I'd memorize the lineup for that dragon, since it's repetitive. It's the same enemy, same lineup almost. Every single time almost. 2966. The interesting thing, it is on the channel for people to view it actually. Okay. Sand. Queen of Desert. Okay, let's give it an attempt. And let's try to speed her up. Let's see how this will go. By the way, across the stream we will show the codes so people can actually use them and stop temporary. So at least you get the added value of the codes, chilling out, watching the game, someone playing it other than you. Okay. Well, Kong being in the battle, still not showing a good perspective. We'll see. 34. We at least need to cross the 70, which really means that Toku needs to be buffed in her attack. Yeah. And murdered at 42. Okay. Let's try something completely different. Let's see. Afra. The thing is, why are we putting our DPS in number 2? Because that lovely looking dragon attacks the backliners. So I want Toku to have less of an opportunity to take damage and stay longer in battle. Okay, the reason why we're relying on Afra, the healer, the nurse healer, is because she helps in recovering HP and increasing armor. 31, 36. And now it's time for the explosion impalement. Yep, and everyone was killed in the impalement. He's buffed up this time, like always. 1 Einstein for resurrection. Using redemption probably will make a difference for the heroes so they can actually self-resurrect, have a possibility at least. And we're not gonna stick too much on trying to increase the damage, but there are different ways, including using heroes that give more armor or support and buffing. Okay, so 5 is kinda where we're stuck at, unfortunately. which other hero can make a difference? Let's see. Yep, you can jump in even at your excellent status of awakening. Let's see what you can do. You do add some shields, hopefully. Okay. By the way, the correct format of the heroes that can actually make a difference is number 1, of course, the Emperor, with his HP, ability, and shield recovery for the entire team. Time also can be included. One of your heavy DPS that can cause damage, like Toku or the God Slayer, Folklore. And as you can see, some got to survive this time, others got killed. Wait, faster. Okay. Mix and match. Okay. As usual, I forgot which heroes are best to use. But overall, you can see exactly what we go up against and trying to figure out a lineup. What can increase the attack and HP, what can buff, what can help in surviving the battle, and trying it again and again. The next thing that you would usually do is actually go to your heroes, look at exactly what equipment do they have. For instance, she has Eden Space. Okay, maybe we'll give her Fatal Judgment. Nice, not a bad idea. Then we'll look at the gems itself, and we'll look at what exactly from the skill is she using. Alright, let's increase critical damage by 30 at the beginning of the round, and she's using currently what? Fatal Judgment as a change. Then let's look at the talents she's using. She's using 1 damage towards warriors, raiders, and assassins increased by 20%. Okay, let's get to know our lovely boy, Dragon Boy, who's actually from the God Heroes. He is pretty much a ranger. That's an important point. So since he's a ranger, select the ones that can increase the damage for ranger. Second, we can look at if the target's HP is higher than the hero's damage, or ignoring 50% of the target's armor. Let's give that a try. And then we have Ghost Curse, of course. We're gonna stick to that, and let's select Rush Offense. Selecting Rush Offense is done pretty much so you can have an opportunity of attacking again. It's equal to the shadow attacks Toku does. There's a percentage that she might attack again. Follow-up pursuit pretty much. Okay. Let's see how far we can get with these couple of changes of increasing of the critical in the first round, using Fatal Judgment and other factors. Fatal Judgment, by the way, can be given to the frontline striker, which can make a difference. Okay. And then comes the first wave of the attack, and we survived it. Now we are at 37, recovering our HP from the damage, and he gets to attack again so fast. Okay, for this scenario we need to do another change, and maybe go back to Eden Space. Okay. And then for the talents, let's stick to the if the target's of HP is bigger, and then Fearless Persist and 1 Death Gaze. 1, 2, 4, 1. Not the common one, but we'll try it. And for the skill, increase the hero's damage immunity by 15%. Let's give that a try. For the frontline striker, which is the second hero, we are going to give Fatal. Talent wise, let us go with Master of Tactics, Vitality Armor, Fearless Persist, and Defensive Barrier. We probably need to increase upgrading these two, upgrade them to the max, and switch it to Redemption. That can also help. Gym wise, he's at level 30, which takes away from the HP and attack that can be increased at level 60 and level 90, so it's no wonder that there is a defect there. Okay, let's give it one last attempt and try something different. Okay, let's stick to this and go for it directly. And the first attack and the second, and we got to 24, and that would be the count. 26, and we take the first damage, survive it, recovering some of the HP. We're recovering, okay, still good. Lucas initiates his contract, and let's see if we can actually survive. 36, 37, 40, 42, 46, coming close on 50, and we get wiped out. Now, what different players do when it comes to this specific battle, they actually use, guess who? Yeah, that specific hero. Why use that specific hero? Let's look at the hero. So Fearless Aegis, if you look at the emergency aid, he gives armor and damage reduction. The more he's upgraded, actually, the more he can be useful in battle. So the HP, the attack, the damage immunity that he can give, especially with his skills of deal 150 of attack as damage for random enemies, share 20, 30, 35 of damage taken, increase damage, and 10% damage reduction, and it goes up, kinda. So it does have the potential to help you to survive when it comes to that specific battle. Now what we're gonna do is return what was taken to the rightful owners, if that makes any sense, because it does make a difference in the overall power. The battle is actually daily and open, unlimited, as much as you want. You can keep challenging that lovely looking dragon, trying to rank up, and currently we got to rank 11. Is it the best? No. Can more be done? Yes. A video later will be shared. Hi Alex. A video later will be shared actually just focusing on the correct format, correct lineup, and correct equipment given to heroes, because it does take time. And I actually believe that they increase the difficulty when it comes to this specific battle, boosting him up with more HP, attack, defense, and so on. So if we're looking between the rankings in terms of reward, you have your number 1, number 2, number 3, and then from 4 to 10. So we fall on between 11 to 20, which is 3 common summon scrolls, 400 blue ones. Not bad, but not good also. Alright, so after you've done all of that, you would go back to here pretty much, the wish summon. Let's summon the first 10 and let's see what we will get. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and nothing. And that will be the first 10. The best that we can do is try to save up and do x10 at a time. Now for the chances of summoning, for the drop rate, 1% goes to the hero we selected, which is time. The rest is 0.1, 0.1, and then you have other rewards including diamonds, gear, and vibranium ore at different percentages. Consider it a percentage out of 100. Will we get time? We will never know. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so for now, this is what has been completed for Wish Summon. We completed some of the quests. We did X10. We fulfilled doing the challenge quests all in one go by using a very simplified lineup 1 thinker, 1 Afra, 1 time, and then 2 universe heroes like this. We removed also the spaceship. You can remove it or add it, but the main direction is you're fulfilling the conditions of surviving 15 rounds without doing too much damage to the boss. Okay, so we're gonna be moving on to the the second event of this stream, which is the secret wheel. After that, we're gonna be doing a small temporary stopping for the codes, showing it, and then we'll move on from there. Now, one of the quests, if you remember here, is summon 10 times in the summoning tower. So as soon as you get enough summoning scrolls, you can do the X10, gain some heroes while you're trying to do it. Watch as you gain absolutely nothing valuable, because there is a drop rate that isn't the nicest. Also, you're just promised 1 S hero in every 30 summons. We currently are waiting for the next refresh for the summoning bless, and let's go into the secret wheel. The secret wheel is much easier, much convenient. You just log in to claim the rewards of daily login. Secret wheel weekly card, gain the 50 diamonds from the daily pack, and then you have a good list of quests. These quests are essential because they give you the material that you're going to be using to actually summon, and this is pretty much focused on you getting a specific relic for a specific hero. So the hero we're going to be selecting, and let's go with Lucas, or actually Fury. Why not? Why not? Alright, so before we do the quests, you can actually view the secret wheel pack, which helps if you have the deluxe monthly card. Why does it help? Because you get 4 secret wheels and 1 monthly card privilege chest. Some people actually, if they collect enough of these chests, they do end up with the chest of Uru as the ultimate gift. Does it happen? Yes. Okay, so pick up 2 hours of auto quest or auto combat rewards. Done. We picked a couple of them actually. Hopefully we'll fulfill them, max them out. Done. Okay. Consume 30 energy on slot machine. That's gonna be taking some time to unfortunately collect and combine and do. So no, it cannot be finished. The ultimate reward that we'll get is 1 S Hero Relics custom card, which we want. Summon 10 times, acquire fast reward, and then we have awaken an epic hero. Okay, let's use the smart awakening to speed that up. All we need is a hero being awakened to epic. 1 hero consumes another. Excellent and excellent plus becomes epic, and then another hero consumes another hero to become epic, and then a 3rd hero, we're gonna use the bot to awaken to excellent plus to consume another hero for an epic copy, and then we're just gonna do the same thing again to awaken another epic, and those are 4 epic awakening. Going back to collect directly the rewards, and that would be actually completing a good bunch of the quests. Remains the acquire fast rewards 5 times, summon a couple of times, and consume 30 energy. If we go back, we got 2 common summon scrolls. We're gonna be using them. Alright, and that puts us at completion for the common summon scrolls we have. Now what we're gonna be doing is X10, X10, X10. So the first X10, let's see what it will give us. Okay, another X10. Okay, the 3rd X10. Okay, so we didn't get what we wanted, unfortunately. We still have 1 remaining. We might actually do it, but we did get it to 39 at least. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. Sometimes in this event, actually doing X10 30 times, one after the other, it does give you the relic for the hero you want, which is gonna be Fury Wave for this one. Fortunately, that didn't happen, but it might happen with you and work okay. So these are the quests that are remaining. We're gonna be fulfilling them. Well, hopefully when we have available resources to carry on in the game. During all the things that we did, we just were able to claim another cube, another wish cube. And now we're gonna have to wait until we actually can gain more wish cubes. By the way, we will be looking at at Lost Land actually. Okay, there is no common summon scrolls to exchange for. Alright, so we got to the point of the first code showing. Hopefully you guys will enjoy using those new codes, different than the ones before. And let's go to the document that has different details for the codes. So overall, I will explain this, but first let's show the codes. So ready or not, it's time for actually code utilization. We're gonna stop at the codes shown on the screen so people can actually have the opportunity to copy, paste, and use the codes. Codes are a one-time usage for user, means that no one will use the code other than you if you're speedy enough. The codes, don't try to use another server other than the one you're on. If you're on EA server, use the EA. SA, use the SA. Epic Heroes, which is actually servers for the Middle East, use the Epic Heroes. Do not try the EA or the SA if you're on Epic Hero servers. Alright, so take your time, use the codes you will like what you get this time, and do remember, as always, some of the codes are saved on the side for people who watch and are engaged in the full stream. Message on the Discord of the channel, which is usually found in the description of any of the videos on the channel. Okay, let's give it a minute for people to actually copy and do the codes. I'm just gonna mute myself and have fun doing that. PS, just a note for people who are trying to copy the codes, never try to write the codes by hand. Use Translate app, Google Translate, take a screenshot of the codes shown on the screen. Copy the text directly from the translation app, Google Translate. It makes your life much easier because you will screw up one of the letters of trying to write it by hand, by the way. Okay, so another 20 seconds for people to have fun trying to copy the codes, and this is the first showing of the codes. We're going to be having a second one, and then of course you know that there are codes saved on the side for people who have difficulty and attend the stream, etc, like I said before in previous streams. because it's a competition. The faster you are, the more codes you use, or can use actually. And for SA Hero servers, please do not try the EA Hero servers. EA Hero servers, SA Hero codes will never work on your server, so stick to the region you are on, please. Epic Heroes, for most of the people watching, they're not from the servers that can use Epic Hero codes. So you're either stuck with EA or SA. So focus on your server from the beginning, take a screenshot, go to Google Translate, copy and paste as fast as you can. Have your phone handy with you. It all can be done very simply, very easily. And you'll be able to copy directly the text like this, copy and enter into the game, which is open in the background on your phone, paste, try the code, win the code. The fastest, of course, the fastest slinging guns are the ones who take the codes before the others. Okay, and that would be the code showing. Hopefully everyone got a chance. So when you're talking about heroes have attributes. These attributes have some meaning actually of how they act and what difference does it actually make. So you have your power, your HP, attack, armor, speed, critical resistance, critical damage, skill damage, holy damage, effective hit, effective resistance, hit, dodge, accuracy, block, broken armor, damage immunity, force and force resistance, and broken armor. Sunder is the same as broken armor. Broken armor just is a reduction percentage of armor for the enemy you are attacking. That's it for broken armor. So power is your overall hero rating. We're gonna be showing it also inside the game, so you can link the same information. Okay, and boom, this is exactly what we're talking about. Power as your hero's ranking, overall power, HP is pretty much your health bar points. Attack is the attack that the enemy, your hero can do. Speed is how fast and the arrangement of the attacks for your lineup and for the enemy. Pretty much the faster you are in speed, the more you get to attack before others in the game. Critical is the opportunity of landing a critical hit, which increases the damage that your hero outputs. Critical resistance is when you're hit with the same force of the critical to reduce that percentage of the increase of damage. Critical damage is the percentage of the increase of damage when you actually manage to hit a critical. Same applies to critical damage resistance. The higher it is, the more you can actually have less damage you take for your hero when a critical has hit your hero. So critical resistance, critical damage resistance, and critical damage all actually are combined, collected together. They complete each other. Holy damage is very much only for the god heroes actually. Alright, so in looking back at the explanation, critical damage, the amount of damage added to the attack plus the attack you're already doing times the critical, skill damage, the increase of your attack plus the skill damage percentage times the critical. Yes, there is some formulas actually. The armor is just a deduction of the damage you take from the enemy attack, and as you can see, it is kind of more explained in detail. Holy damage, different heroes actually don't have holy damage. It's more linked to only specific heroes which match the god universe faction's direction. It's raw damage, no armor reduction. If that makes any sense, raw damage means it does not get reduced. It's pure. Effective hit, it pretty much gives a higher percentage of landing the effect, the passive effect that your hero does, whether it's stunning, whether it's petrification, poison, all of that good stuff. So you have effective hit. Effective resistance is to resist being poisoned, being stunned, being burned, and all the attributes that the heroes can cause as elements to your heroes. Okay, so hit and dodge, the percentage to dodge the enemy's attack, which actually matches perfectly when you look at Wings of Angel. Dodge pretty much is the ability to not take the attack, not take any damage from the attack. So aside from Wings of Angel, there is only one hero that has that ability and functions with it, which is Panda Chef. So what does dodge do? It saves you from taking the attack, taking the damage from the attack in the first place. Like nothing hit you. So dodge and hit are mixed together. Hit, when you increase it, you make sure that the attack cannot be dodged, and dodged, when you increase it, you're making sure that you can ignore or actually dodge the entire attack for the hero. You have remaining accuracy, block, and all that good remaining stuff. Chance of blocking an attack. One of the heroes, actually you'll see block actually very visible in them, is Gunnable. When Toku attacks Gunnable and he has a high percentage of block, he stops her pursuit at some point. So he stops her from carrying on pursuit and follow-up pursuit and causing him more damage. So that is actually the concept of block. Broken armor reduces the percentage of the armor for the enemy you're attacking. If you're saying that armor can reduce the damage the hero takes, armor, if you look at armor, right? The concept of armor, this number, the 60-60. Okay, then broken armor, let's go back. Broken armor reduces the percentage of that armor. So if armor helps you in taking less damage in battle, broken armor reduces that percentage, allowing more damage to be taken in battle. Opposites work together. Opposites. Damage immunity of passive damage. It's just the damage immunity direction. It just reduces the passive damage. And passive damage is when there's a skill, for instance, petrification. Okay, petrification, poison, all of that. The higher that specific point of damage immunity is increased, the more the passive damage taken is less. So, if we're looking at heroes that do passive damage, for instance, Medusa poisons your heroes, correct? You want to reduce the poison effect during the rounds that she causes to your heroes. That is exactly damage immunity. Damage immunity does not protect you from taking damage, it just reduces the damage, the percentage taken from the damage from the passive damage. Passive damage is not a direct attack, it's just the skill of the hero that carries on after he launches it. Remaining is the force and force resistance. So force and force resistance increases the basis of damage. For example, if you cause 100k damage, and let's assume that this number is something that we should actually use. Let's assume you cause 5 million damage in one attack, or 5k or 50 or 100, whatever, and the force that you have is 1% or more. It just multiplies it and helps increasing the damage that you can cause. So how can we look at this actually? If we look at the statuses in the below, you have the force and force resistance. Force and force resistance in the first place are increased by the reincarnation treasure. This is one of the good points, good areas in the game, that the different artifacts you collect can have force and force resistance in them. So by increasing the force and the force resistance when it comes to the sanctuary and the creation, force and force resistance at the bottom, see that it's been unlocked when you take the reincarnation treasure for the sanctuary or for the creation to the 5 stars upgraded maximum awakened. Okay, that force will increase the damage and add to it the normal damage you can do. The force resistance is just when you're going up against another player to actually have something to reduce that effect. And that would be actually looking at the attributes. It would be fantastic if anyone has any questions for attributes, hero attributes, because that point plays an important role in the game of how good your heroes can attack. Another thing when it comes to attributes, some of them at least, when it comes to different heroes, upgrading the exclusive. For instance, the God Slayer is very keen on upgrading his broken armor. The more the exclusive has been upgraded, the more the broken armor will be increased. So if we go to enhance, you'll see in the enhancement page for his exclusive gear, attack and HP will be increased. Broken armor, not so much. It still remains at the same, but it can be increased. So from here we can understand that broken armor is important for the God Slayer. It's not the same for every single hero, by the way. Accuracy is more important for Toku because it increases with her exclusive. The Fury Wave, when we look at his exclusive, critical is more important for him, or at least his exclusive gives him more critical. So when you look at his critical, the direction of course would be to increase his critical more than what you're currently seeing on the screen, 51% critical. So how can we do that? So for starters, we can select equipment that have something that can help with increasing his critical. For instance, Eden Space has critical. Primal Power has broken armor. Eternal Soul, which is good for him if you actually decide to use it, has critical damage increase. Fictional Reality gives damage immunity. Braveheart is just HP and attack, nothing special. The Meteor Dust gives critical damage. Light of Faith gives armor. And Time Cycle gives attack and HP. Now if we're looking at the Divine, we're trying to find something that can help in increasing his ability. So broken armor, for instance, you can see that Oracle's Ring stops you from being stunned. Holy Prayer gives you damage immunity. Angel Wings increases the dodge ability. Fatal Judgment increases the accuracy and the attack. The Luminous Beacon increases the attack and HP. So we still haven't found something specific that can help, which 100% pushes you to go into the dark artifacts. Okay, Hunter's Seth. That increases the critical and critical damage. This specific artifact actually can help with boss battles and different in-game. I want to increase my damage because when used on Toku, for instance, it increases the critical and critical damage. So I'm stuck. What am I supposed to do? Eden Space, if actually equipped to him directly, it will take his critical to 81%. But of course, the side effect would be reducing other effects from him. Okay, so that's not gonna help. So what else can I do to increase his critical? Maybe the Sigil. Changing the Sigil, trying to find Sigil that actually has critical with it. Alright, so he's using Apocalypse. So let's actually not change the Sigil, but change the attributes it has. So this one has critical armor and critical damage resistance. Another one has critical HP and attack, but it will reduce other things from the attributes. Critical damage resistance. This one has critical and critical damage resistance. So if we switch up and give him a Sigil that has critical and critical, +7 and +7, and not do anything else, okay, his critical has been increased to 65%. If you didn't notice the change that happened in taking it from another hero, again, let's use the filter. Let's go into Apocalypse, because why not? We're using Apocalypse. Okay, let's actually unequip this. Okay, let's look at his critical, 51%. Let's add the Sigil, Apocalypse, same place. And now it's at 65%. Okay, not bad. So we want to increase it more. So what can we do? We can add more Sigil that has the attribute that the hero benefits from the most. In his case, critical is one of the things that can be added. And we can look at the second Sigil we're using. So we're using Zelot with him. It doesn't have critical, unfortunately, So we need one that might have better attributes. If we don't have it, we can actually... we'll need a Zolot that's at 6 stars. That's one thing that can help with his critical, because that will increase it, I believe, to 30%. So we need a 6 stars Zolot Sigil. Okay, comes in here the point of the Stigmata shop. Is there Zolot available? So we have this one, we have Apocalypse, we have Banshee, we have Domination. I'm not seeing any Zolot, interestingly. Banshee, Domination, Samurai, Apocalypse, and Redemption. Okay, so in that case we're gonna have to depend on time travel and hoping the drop rate actually gives us a better sigil, so we can improve actually the sigil he's holding. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is going completely different in the direction and using a completely other sigil combination. In Flame, for instance, can be done. Berserk also can be done. Sorry, let's see that comment. Can buy the paired Stigmatas, unfortunately. Yeah, that is unfortunate, but when you're looking at time travel, okay, let's do one battle. Unfortunately, when it comes to time travel, sorry, the Stigmata Zone 1 and 2. My apologies on that. Unfortunately, when you're looking at the Stigmata Zone 1 and 2, the drop rate only improves the more you actually advance through the stages. Everything you're looking at when it comes to battles, pretty much you're not gonna be getting the 6 stars so easily. Let's actually look at what you get after a battle by using another player with his battle. Okay. 3 stars. So what the player got is 3 stars. So unfortunately it requires a lot of patience if you're gonna be doing it this way. Even though it does show you it can go up to 6 stars, it's not gonna give you that. The best that can actually give you 6 stars more easier is under 27, under 28. Before that, you're pretty much stuck with the best. Sometimes it will drop a 6 stars for you, other times a 5 stars, other times completely useless things. So what do we do? You can wait for the event that has the Stigmata to actually fix that point. That's one thing. Second thing, try to collect a little bit more of those nice looking cards of the selection, 4 stars universal Stigmata selectional optional cards, just as I'm doing. They look nice. As you can see, I have different versions of them, which are going to be useless because they're going to be very weak. This one is the Guardian. Okay, but still, this is too difficult, too time consuming. Aside from that, I have 1 Domination, 6 stars, 1 Apocalypse. I'm gonna give you an easier, more reasonable option other than the insanity you have to do. The strongest rare Stigmata. Okay, for starters, this is kind of the majority of the Stigmata you can get in the game. You have Vital. It's not about the strongest, it's about which hero is using what and which benefits the hero. For instance, Phantom is fantastic if you put it on Lucas, for instance. Okay, Guardian is fantastic if you put it on Thinker. So it's not the best or what's the best, it's more of a who's using it. Mirage also is fantastic. It's fantastic to be used. So I guess if you're looking for something very weird and adds, it would be the Sage and the new one that currently came out. Let's go and look at the Sigil. Yep, the Secret Guardian. So this one is actually fantastic and beautiful in what it can do. provides protection for you and the heroes in the same column. Now if you look at its full description, which is gonna be difficult to show, but there is a way to see it if one of the top players has it. I would put it at the top of the sigil of what's available for what it gives, but it doesn't mean other things are worse. Let's see if any of the players actually are holding one of those. By the way, if you ever wanted to actually see a sigil in its full glory and what it can give, just go exactly like how I'm doing. And this is Berserk, which is very nice. And you would carry on trying to find a player with, this is Phantom. It's using Phantom at the 4 stars because of what it can offer for the hero, which is good actually, not bad. Let's try to go to a different region, try to find our lost sigil desire. Berserk, Dark Artifact, Thorn, Vital. Okay, Vital, by the way, is very cool also, because aside from the increase of damage, it actually helps you in recovering your HP. So cause damage increase, recover HP from your attack. No one is using the good stuff. Okay. Okay, she's putting, he or she is putting some of the good stuff. Succubus, which is for CC, and you should give it to CC heroes on Zeus. That's good. And the chronology of trying to find someone who's actually doing much better sigil wise, or spending money on sigil wise, carries on. So again with the Thorn, again with the normal, again with the Phantom. Okay, again with the Berserk. Yeah, I remember finding someone who's using the good stuff of the 2 new ones. One is a little bit old of sigil and one is a new one. Was difficult actually. Phantom. Actually, when people look at the game, they have a hard time understanding. I know those legacy guys. Yep. Honestly, unfortunately, there is a difficulty in finding one of the players holding it, but there is. I've seen it before when it comes to the good stuff, that I call it that, which is the Sage. I think I shared its full glory and what it offers on Discord, the Discord of the channel, because looking at it in its full potential is actually amazing with what it offers. So to answer your question, I would say the good stuff available now is Sage, and another good stuff would be Mirage, and the third good stuff would be the last one that came out in the game, which is the Sage, the Secret Guardian. This one reduces own damage taken by 10, and at some point reduces the damage of the heroes in the same column with you. Of course, it increases with the more stars it has. So those would be the 3, I would say, actually are unique at this time. So obtain damage reduction shield, provide and protect for you and the heroes in the same column, and buff damage from ally on the same column, and increase your own survivability. The Sage. It's beautiful, honestly. Why is it so unique? Because it offers something completely different than the rest of the sigil. If you're looking at Thorn, Vital, and all of that, and Striker, for instance, it does offer something unique. So Striker does increase the damage. So there is that. Okay, so getting back to Tri-Serenity. She changed her name. I'm not sure which championship or server she'll be on, so that causes an issue in finding it. Another Thorn, Berserk, Phantom, Thorn, Normal sigil. Here's one. I knew it was there. The Sage. Yeah, if you read the description, if the ally launches basic attack or casts an active skill and no more than 3 enemies are hit, Sage's Eye deals 7 random single target attack, each dealing damage equal to 50% attack of that ally. Pretty much the hero attacking. Furthermore, I love the furthermore. I love the language. Furthermore, we we need to add in addition also. The wearer gains the guardianship of the sage, the eye of the Illuminati, Naughty. When receiving damage, record that damage and decrease it by 20%. The guardian effect wears off after the accumulation damage record exceeds the wearer's maximum 100% max HP. So pretty much you act like the guardian eye in animation and movies, where that eye, the Illuminati eye, is protecting you from taking damage and gathering the damage with your HP percentage and decreasing it by 20% and saving your ass from being killed easily. So people will look at it that something is wrong with your hero and your account and you're cheating because you keep recovering HP and taking less damage and attacking them while you're not even attacking. Beautiful, right? So he added it specifically to Aegis because Aegis is a shield maker, a damage reduction hero. So it's a very good selection. Also, he gave Holy Prayer because why not? Increase 100% recovery for the HP when the hero's HP is reduced under a certain percentage. So he has that to survive. He has the exclusive upgraded to survive. He has the Sage to help him. He's using evolution to increase the HP of the hero. Yes, it is actually done perfectly in the game. He also has the 9 relics upgraded to the max to grant him the 10% damage reduction to allies. Allies targeted by Divine Link permanently gain 20% damage reduction. So that's almost like 30 going all around for free for him. He also has added nice looking gems and upgraded it to 108. And that takes us to the next thing I was talking about, because we're still in the struggle of, oh, Fury Wave, why aren't you so strong? The gems, the important aspect of the gems. Every hero has specific gems that match him more than other gems. Doesn't mean you cannot do it and destroy him. For now, I'm not that much caring about the gems for a specific reason, because I'm waiting until heroes are built up to a certain point, and then it will be unlocking time for these. For instance, this is a 2 chests of the star gem at 3 stars. Then you have the normal looking ones, and then you have 597 of the random gem chests. So there's a good amount collected to actually fix the gems and upgrade them per desire. So the gems have different attributes that when being upgraded actually add to your hero. You have the critical damage resistance, HP and attack. Certain attributes are worthless for the hero to even try to increase. You will never have a hero maxed out in every single attribute. It's physically impossible. So you would focus on the attributes that actually make your hero stronger. Critical damage resistance, for instance. So by fixing the gem selection, you can actually bounce your hero. Bounce him in his effect of attributes. So let's say we just do this. Okay. Then we go and look at his statuses. Oh, his critical is now at 65%. Oh, what happened? The critical damage and the critical damage resistance, he took it directly from here because we exchanged it instead of the HP and speed and only the critical damage resistance. So what would happen if we kinda change more of the gems that you can see here for more gems that have the attributes we're looking at? For instance, this has critical resistance, right? Ignore the power up and down, that's normal. Critical resistance increase. Wow, so nice. So this is kind of like a mix and match puzzle of selecting the right sigil, and there's so many documents, so many details that are already available for people to view directly, and just copy and paste it and just do it. So that way you can increase the critical damage resistance, critical resistance, and keep on doing that for your hero to become stronger. And then you're gonna be moving into the second point after you actually add the right sigil, which is upgrading it, right? If you're looking at, for instance, this sigil selection, the sigil can be awakened or actually upgraded. Let's say, for instance, we want to take another sigil and upgrade it, right? Let's not use smart merge because it's annoying for people and for me. Let's select one of the gems the hero actually is holding. You can see the hero holding the gem directly and its star level. You would click on yes and add the gem. Know the requirements, select the requirements, whether it's 1 gem, 4 gems, 2 gems, and upgrade it. By upgrading it, what will happen is very simple, which is the attributes are going to increase. You see here the critical damage resistance is +7, but actually it's was below, way below that. So you almost get 1% increase with each gem upgrade. So that would be a way to keep increasing your heroes and the attributes they need, whether it's critical resistance, critical damage resistance. And that is kind of how you would mix and match in fixing your heroes of becoming stronger. Now the third way that we can add is actually using a T2 with the attribute needed. So when looking at T2, you do have critical, you do have broken armor, you do have attack, you do have the opportunity to select different things. So let's actually show it with someone who's being reseated, one of the heroes. You have HP, you have attack, you have speed, you have critical damage, okay, and you have broken armor. If we're talking about the Fury needs more critical, selecting a T2, if it's really essential, like what he's holding currently in one of his T2 equipment, that will actually increase the points for the critical by 6%. So that's, I guess, one of the last ways of doing it. So to wrap up, either increase the critical of the hero, upgrade the exclusive of the hero, give the hero an equipment, divine, gem, dark artifacts that increases his attributes, use the T2 to push it a little, give the hero the relics. The relics also have attributes, by the way, whether it's critical resistance, critical damage resistance, armor. By upgrading it to T1, like for instance, if we look at Toku and we look at the bonus overview. Okay, so she's gaining more critical resistance and she's gaining more critical damage and critical and broken armor and damage immunity. All of that comes from the relics being maxed out, upgraded to T1, and collected all of them. So that's another way. We talked about the sigil, and I think everyone understands it, and the gems, and that doing all of that is actually a very good way of changing how your hero is in terms of strength. We're just gonna add one last thing, which is Galaxy Wanted. Now, Faction Wanted actually plays an important role when it comes to your heroes, because the more you actually go through it, you'll notice that it can increase different attributes: broken armor, effective resistance, damage immunity, critical resistance, and critical damage resistance at the max at clearing stage 400. So the more you actually let's say beat Faction Wanted, the more your heroes will gain a buff of different attributes, including HP and attack, and the attributes keep on adding as you progress. So those are mostly the majority of the ways to increase it. We can also add one last one. When looking at creation treasure, okay, in the reincarnation, there are treasures that actually hold an increase in attributes for your heroes. For instance, the Leviathan bow. The Leviathan bow increases the thunder, which is exactly the same as broken armor. The Leviathan armor increases the critical resistance for all your heroes. So there are reincarnation treasure that increase the attributes for your heroes, and there is, I believe, all units gain critical. The Leviathan shield increases the critical, and there's one more. The fire gauntlets increase also the critical, and there's one for the critical damage. Eagle wings. Pretty much the entire concept is there are creation treasure that increases it in player versus player. There are reincarnation treasure that increases it overall across the entire game. And that would be the total accumulation of how to power up your hero in terms of statuses. Okay, so overall we've went through the attributes earlier. We've went through if it sucks, how to try and upgrade it and fix it, which I think different people actually would wish to know that. There is no hero that will have maxed attributes in all the attributes you see here in front of you. And overall, keep on playing. Eventually it will increase during the game. Alright, so now we're pretty much looking at the different things that we've collected in the game and how far we've gotten to it. And looking at X-War, yes, I haven't been advancing that much for a while. Currently I'm at X-War, you can guess it. Yep, 3830. I'm not trying to advance because I'm trying to build up the spirit link, increase the overall level of the heroes, power them up more, increase different attributes, and take all the gems above level 90 for all the heroes before trying to progress anymore, including fix all these looking equipments because they need to be recasted. Advanced recast, by the way, not only recast. And then after being recasted, they will enter into the cycle just exactly as you can see the T1 currently, which was done today. So hero upgrade in terms of powering up, take the hero to level 90, gain the HP attack and HP percentage addition, fix the equipment by advanced recasting, and then take it to T1. From taking it to T1, you need to take it to T2. Select an attribute that matches the hero. Fix the sigil with sigil that's appropriate for the hero at 6 stars if possible, and try and mix and match different sigils. Gather the relics for the hero, add them all, awaken them to T1 or upgrade them to T1. Carry on doing that, just as in the case of Storm Falcon. 3 more for a full T1. The more it's upgraded, the more she'll be more attributes, more powerful, more overall power, and more strength in battle. Same scenario when it comes to the T1 she's holding. As you can see, it's been recasted, and you can recast it a couple of times to get better attributes like this. It's kinda a little bit better. And then upgrading the exclusive, of course, will add more to the hero in terms of overall power up. That would be the direction that you need to follow in the game to become stronger. And overall, it takes a long period of time and a good chunk of patience. Oh yeah, I haven't collected the daily quests actually up until now for today. The rewards. And it adds one more common summon scroll for us. Okay, let's check shopping mall. And now it would be time for us to go shopping for the Legend Mall and actually exchange for a hero. The hero we're going to be exchanging from in the Cycle of Awakening Heroes is Blood Knight or Blood Moon Baroness. Alright, so we have one copy already of the Baroness, and we kinda got a second copy, so it would be time to awaken her by selecting both copies to Excellent Plus, and then selecting the original at Epic Plus and the copy we just awakened, so we can get finally a legendary Baroness Camilla. Now Camilla at Legendary can be awakened to Legendary Plus by using 2 epic heroes. So now she's at Legendary Plus and got the her exclusive awakened, which is the Demon Staff. So let's upgrade the Demon Staff until level 10. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and by the way, one of the directions, you need to upgrade all the exclusive to level 10 for all your heroes and then upgrade it to level 20 for all your heroes. And that would be the right pathway of becoming stronger because all your heroes are overall stronger. Now, if we look at the Baroness, this is her status. As you can see, she's weak, but she's at 2 million without doing anything. She still needs a good chunk of awakening. I'm not using her in battles in the first place. She has a couple of equipment added just as appearances, just for appearance wise. She doesn't have any of the sigil because she's still in the roundup direction. But we're getting there with more heroes awakening. And hopefully we'll actually finish more as time progresses. We have more immortal heroes now than ever. And Julia is in the pathway of being awakened. If you look at this specific Godslayer Gravies, which is the boots, it needs to be evolved actually into T1. So for taking it to T1 we need more money. Let's see if we open some of the chests. Can we reach 20 million or no? 10 million, we're not there yet. Let's actually use the side way of getting cash by spending diamonds. Okay, so we're at 22 million now, so we can actually do it. Evolve, and let's take her to T1. Now all her equipment is mainly at T1. Her exclusive still needs to be taken to level 20 exclusive. She still needs to be awakened, and her relics we do not have access yet because of the awakening. At Transcend we'll be able to actually see her relics and add it directly. For the roundup direction that we're currently doing, it's related to Indira, and currently we're trying to get all the relics at least to level 60. That's kind of the concept of the roundup. You just focus and target one hero when it comes to the relics of fulfilling it, and then upgrading all of them to level 60, and then upgrading those relics to T1, and then fixing the equipment, the sigil, all of that, and automatically, boom, the hero is stronger. Another way, by the way, when it comes to making your hero stronger is going after the skin purchase. The skin purchase will add to your hero, just as Toku is holding her skin, which adds for her 3% HP, 3% attack, and 6% broken armor. Without those attributes, she'll be a little bit weaker. So that's another way of upgrading your heroes and making them stronger. It would be nice if they give the Fury Wave a new skin. It would be nice. Thinker and Lucas are also holding their skin, plus 6% damage immunity. So for Thinker, damage immunity is critical or important, so select the attribute of damage immunity for T2. Alright, so for now we're going to be showing the next group of codes before we get to the point of wrapping up. Gentlemen, start your engines for using codes. It's going to show on the screen in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's a smaller amount, I know. Okay, let's give 40 seconds for you guys to actually copy and use them. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully you guys got the chance to copy the codes. One thing I would say, I would love some feedback about what you would love to see in the upcoming videos, upcoming streams. The codes have been improved to give something better, which is nice as an upgrade. What else would you like to see actually, or see videos focused on? That would be fantastic. You can leave a comment in any of the videos. Oh, thank you. Hi Kai. So it would be fantastic to actually hear more from you. What would you like to see actually related to the game? And I think at this stage there is many things that have been covered related to the game. So that's one of the key points of what content would you like to actually watch. The codes are still shown on the screen, by the way. Sorry, I didn't fully get to read that. I want the free T3 upgrades. What and where do you put those codes? Okay, that's an interesting, good question. You would copy the codes here. Let's do a live example, and I cannot use the codes because they're for you guys. It would be probably considered stealing. You would copy the codes. How would you copy the codes? Take a screenshot, use Google Translate, copy the text directly. You would go to the redeem code, add the code, click OK, click exchange. The codes are a one-time usage, so pretty much only one user can use one code. So they're in-game code usage, one-time user, not shared for the entirety of the players on the game. They are exclusive codes that are issued only for the stream, so no one has them, and they're not like Mummy Hero 2024, Kill 1, Epic Heroes Anniversary, Epic Heroes 2024, Epic blah 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 1919. No, they're not like these codes. You can even see that the format is very different because they were issued from the game itself, and they don't follow a specific anniversary or a specific occasion for the game. So that is how you would go about using the codes. I want a free T3. Okay, so pretty much the game management is the type of, if you want something, they need to be happy with what they're seeing. So what do they care about? They care about if there is more views on the stream, more views for the game equals more people that download the game. You're welcome. Thank you, you're welcome. More people that download the game equal more players. The more they see that these streams are getting more players for them, okay, the more they pretty much are flexible at that stage to upgrade the codes to something better. So if you're talking about what they can actually, if they wanted to upgrade the codes, they can upgrade it to Chest of Uru. They can upgrade it to Faction Scrolls. I'm not joking, they can do that, but they want something in return. Okay, show me that there is more views. Show me that there is more players from the streams and the videos that actually start playing the game. And then they can actually give better rewards, if you're gonna look at it like that. So currently we're stuck on the common summon scrolls. Diamonds, blue diamonds. Okay. Now if we actually want better codes for you guys, you kind of need to fulfill what they're looking for. Okay, so you're gonna tell me, oh, but how can I fulfill that? How can I do that? You can share, if there's a stream, tell people about the stream, that they might be interested in playing the game, so they see that more people are interested in watching the streams, and then they can be asked to change the rewards in the codes, so we can at least get to a point where there are faction scrolls in those codes, which I'm sure people will enjoy more. Chest of Uru. So helping out the channel in terms of the stream can actually help in, we have the availability to ask them for better rewards. Chest of Uru, faction scrolls. If they're really happy, they might give red diamonds. If they're really happy extra, they might give T3 shards, the one you're asking for, Kai. But at this stage, they're like, we kind of increased the common summon scrolls for now, and we're stuck here. So if we want to advance here and here and here and here, they kind of need to see that these streams are working for them in terms of view, and feel like, okay, we can give players to incite them to share the stream, get more players. Pretty much it's a business direction of, more players equal more money for them, equals they can invest more in giving us better things. I would love to use those codes, but they actually keep track of who used those codes and were they used or not. By the way, they know if the codes were used and who used it. Okay, so it's not a secret. Alright, so that would be pretty much what we wanted to look at in the game today. We looked at Wish Summon, we looked at the Secret Wheel, nothing unique in terms of just complete the quests, do the summoning, hope, cross your fingers to get the hero that you want for the relic, for that hero pretty much. And we also looked at the different attributes of heroes, explained the different attributes of heroes. We also looked at if you're stuck with a hero and you want to increase his attributes, what actually can you do, including changing the equipment, upgrading the T2, changing the sigil, changing the gems, actually upgrading the relics, and upgrading the exclusive. I also mentioned shortly that there is creation treasure that increases the attributes. And overall, we looked at all those different things, even if it's in a hasty direction. What is that? Oh, the hero pack. Alright guys, before we wrap up, do you have any questions about anything in the game I might have missed or not focused on? Tell me, that will help. Still have that 14. Okay, we have 2. Nice. Let's open 1. Let's say that this time is open for questions, if someone has a question. Okay, so we have 3 heroes that are S. We're gonna deconstruct them one by one because the game sometimes screws up when you do more than one hero at a time. What we're trying to get is 4K for the colorful essence, and as soon as we have that 4K for the colorful essence, we can exchange directly for Cyber Ronin, and by doing that we can carry on his saga of being awakened, where there's originally a copy waiting. So we just need another copy, and Cyber Ronin will be at Transcend++. So that's one way of awakening certain heroes that are actually here in this list. So no questions. No one has any questions about anything in the game. Okay, how about anything you'd like to see actually on the channel, whether it's content, whether it's something you don't like, that will help in giving some hardcore critical feedback. How about that? Let's call it that. No. Okay. By the way, I started ignoring the ad quest completely. Don't care about it. Just a small amount of diamonds that really don't matter. Okay, before we wrap up, let's do one last thing in the game. Maybe people will feel they have more questions if they watch some actual gameplay instead of explaining the game. Okay, so we're gonna be going up against Demise. We're going to be losing badly, by the way. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 goes here, and a 4 and 5 and a 6. Let's start with this formation. for round number 1. Okay, that takes out Thinker, takes out the second. The third hero in the front lineup is almost gonna be taken out. Okay, remains the last 2 and 1, and that would be round number 1. It went okay, not bad. Nice. Round number 2. Okay, so round number 2, one of the main issues we have is Lady Ivy, Einstein, and Houston. So what can we do? Which is an important question. We need to take out the Queen of Desert and then add Kong. We're adding Kong for an increase in speed. Okay, let's see how this goes. So took out the first 2 and now they're in Resurrection. Einstein, of course, is using his immortality skill to survive. We want to take them out as fast as possible. And we don't want Lady Ivy to do that whining. Okay, so we have one fallen hero, which sucks, but that's fine. Okay, so we survived that one, and the lineup wasn't the best, unfortunately. At this stage, we're going to be taking out these lovely 2, and we're going to be adding 1 and 2. No, he's going to be killed. Okay, and let's see. Okay, Godslayer. Hopefully we'll slash the majority of them before we actually enter into Petrification Poison from Medusa and Burning Effects by Eddie. We'll see. And enter the Godslayer, wiping out a good portion of them. It's good. Okay. So that would be the next round. Here we're entering into the Technology Valley and we're using the Superman against it, which should help us. Okay, let's enter with the Storm Falcon direction and mix. We're using Storm Falcon for a simple reason, to just give that extra buff of damage that we might need. Okay, not bad. By the way, you still are at the point of an opportunity to say what would you like to see in upcoming streams or videos. Share your opinion about different things and go for it. This is just the last thing we're doing before wrapping up and ending the stream. Okay, so for this one, it really relies on slash them fast, take out Logan ×2. Thank you, but I really would love the opposition, you know. I wish for the opposition. Houston. The opposition would be, oh, I don't like this, oh, I want more videos focused on this, oh, I would wish to see this. Something like this. Okay, take out the second Logan. We don't want any Logan surviving, actually. Oh, he has done it already. Okay, let's see if we can take out the majority of them. Almost there. Alright, so that was done and we can still have our full health. Comes into the next cycle of issues. Stick here, stay here, come here, We need one Einstein, but unfortunately he doesn't show for some reason. Einstein can help in that battle. Lady Ivy can help in that battle. Let's see. Okay, let's give this an attempt. The reason we're using time is for the orb he has and for act again, actually. Almost there. Okay, so we wiped out the front line, and then we're using Mecha Valkyria to attack directly the Queen of Desert. Nice. Okay, and act again enters finally. Nice. Okay, we're almost there. The real issue comes when you're facing the 3 Van Helsing and the 2 or 3 Storm Falcon. That's where it really becomes difficult and you need more upgrades. So this is the first one where there is actually an issue, a serious issue in winning. This one really requires damage reduction, heroes that have damage reduction. It requires your heroes to be leveled up, the Spirit Link. It requires boosts when it comes to the HP. Pretty much it requires you to be stronger than them. Fortunately, I think we're gonna be using almost the same lineup, but the only difference is we moved Toku to number 2 so she can have a better opportunity of attacking. That is exactly what I mentioned before. Gunnable has the ability to stop her in terms of attack. Alright, so now it's not gonna be so nice because of what's gonna happen now in taking out the explosion bombs, which is coming our way with the next Tuku attack. Usually what can help is Lucas with his contract, but it's actually three, and yeah. So that's the first explosion bomb that we got to witness. If Einstein was available, which I don't know why he's not showing, he can actually help and remains the last bomb. It's considered a defeat for the simple reason of all the heroes died. So when you have to do it again, you just use these lovely 2 because they both survive. Look at that. So we made it up until demise level 8, the 8th stage. At this stage, we're pretty much, you will need 2 heroes that are strongly built, and we're looking at, I'm just adding them for view. These 3 heroes, you really will require them to be actually built good. Also will be required to build good. 3 Van Helsings, and then you're gonna be meeting 2 Storm Falcons, and then at the end they're gonna be adding Zeus to stun you. It is interesting, beautiful in so many ways. So my perspective of what Storm Falcon, what you can do against Storm Falcon, you need a stronger Storm Falcon, and she's faster than them to actually attack at the beginning of the round. You will 100% need Julia for this one, which unfortunately she's still not ready for something like this. So overall it's more of a nature hero selection battle. Something like this, actually, if they're strong enough to endure the damage that she will do, can work. Afra is for recovering HP after the initial attack by 2 Stone Falcons. And overall, let's add our heroes and have a look at how it will go. Of course, we're gonna get annihilated. So this is one of the reasons we're adding Lady Ivy for the tangling effect. Tangled, unable to attack. Fortunately, she got eliminated, most of our heroes got eliminated, and it's beautiful as you can see here. Toku, of course, would be fantastic if she was still alive and surviving. Stunning them would be great if we actually had that option. Using Q-Pan to actually survive some of the damage they do, if he survives in the first place, because as you can see, this is what we're looking at. So pretty much when I'm getting to this point, you're just gonna have to be resetting, and you have 3 resets, and you're gonna be starting all from the beginning. What can you do? Increase your spirit link level. No, it's not possible. You can only resurrect them while they are in the battle. Other than this, they will be grayed out. Here, let's do a live example of what heroes that are grayed out looks like. And let's actually use the skip functionality to speed up, and we'll just stick with a specific lineup. Let's focus on that. So let's add these heroes, and then let's add this, and we're missing one thinker. Okay, so that would be round 1. Let's carry on until one of the heroes is killed. Round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, round 6, and 7, and there it is. See that grayed out? That's it. You cannot use them. You cannot utilize them. Now, what we did here is called one of my stupid speedy attempts, right? Which I do have those. And now we're back where we started. The only difference is we have more heroes alive. Wow, look at that. So at this stage, we can cross our fingers, hope for the best, and actually watch the Battle of Torment. Let's add Mecha Valkyria to slow them down. And let's add time, and let's see. They will kill him automatically as fast as they can. If you're wondering how we survived, it's because of Lucas with his contract. And the second reason that made us survive is the upgrades in the Union Institute. Also having Thinker, which can reduce the damage we take by Radiance Tribute. So overall, if you have Julia upgraded, you can actually make this much easier for you. Even if you beat it like this is like brute forcing your way. So fantastically, you got across one of the difficult areas. You think you're done? No, you're not. Here, another issue in life, Light. The issue with Light is her continuous attack when being attacked. So that's not gonna be fun for you. So what we're going to do is very simple. First, we're gonna be removing our time. Then we're gonna be putting Lady Ivy. Why are we putting Lady Ivy? To tangle them. And as the contract starts by Lucas, we're surviving when we take a hit, and we're hoping to actually he has high armor and other things, so taking him out by Toku doesn't work. Okay, so the tangling worked by them killing Lady Ivy, which is exactly what we wanted. Now we're hoping to take more of them out before they take us out. and that didn't work, unfortunately, because it really requires a better lineup and more on the patient aspect of what you can do. But overall, you can see how you might be able to do it the more you become stronger. The stages are heavily difficult and annoying. Yeah, and at this stage we kind of push to demise number 1, and we're gonna have to reset for all the heroes we lost. With a couple of attempts we can actually hopefully figure out that specific one and then just do one video showing all of it. I managed to catch a live stream again. Hi, welcome. I think one of the reasons why different people weren't able to actually join the live stream is because it kind of was sudden, not enough time to talk about it and tell people. But hello, welcome to another live stream. Definitely after the live stream the video will go into private for processing to increase its oh yeah, definitely I'll tell you in a wrap up, because we're actually finishing, unfortunately. But the live stream after this will actually go into private just to fix a couple of things and allow it to go to HD, so you don't have to watch in low quality. Alright, so we're looking at Wish Summon Cube. We did a couple of attempts for the boss trial. We got to rank number 12. We showed how to do the challenge quests from the beginning to the end with just one lineup. Ranking number 12 equals that specific damage, and we're looking at more savage players. Also looked at the secret wheel in terms of the quests that are available that you need to complete to get the S plus hero relic selection card. I'll tell you, but let me just finish this. So we looked at also the different attributes of heroes, and if you're stuck, that can actually work, what you're talking about. We looked at the different attributes for heroes, and if we're stuck, how to increase the attributes of heroes. Pretty much Fury was below the critical that he's currently 65%, which is kind of an improvement to what he had before. We relied on one of the things that can increase the attributes, which is changing the gems. Gems have critical and critical damage, critical resistance, speed, HP, and attack. So changing it to align with the attribute we're trying to increase can help in increasing the attribute. We also explained pretty much all the attributes here and different ways to increase the attributes, the sigil, selecting the T2 attribute that you're trying to increase, selecting the right artifact that can increase the attribute you're looking for. I'll just add one thing, there's also the guide which shows you something beautiful like this. Equipment wise, it's not always the best, but it does give you an overview of what you can use. The overview: assassin burst damage, statuses, priority, broken armor, critical, and critical damage. So these three statuses are the priority for increasing. The broken armor 52.9, the critical damage 67, and the critical 65%. Increasing it can also be done by simply having one of the Leviathan creation treasure that have that attribute. Leviathan treasure can have critical resistance, Sunder, which is also broken armor, and there is the, not the Devil's Horn, Fire Gauntlets. It increases the critical for all your heroes. So there are different ways of doing this, including changing the sigil itself to attributes that have the attribute you want to increase. And after we went through a mess of looking at that and finishing the events, we went into Lost Land at some point and we showed the codes for this stream for people to use them. And we kind of looked at overall where we are at in the game. Start tech wise, the 4 are complete, the 4 main ones. Going into the God universe, we're working on that, 864 out of 1166. Spirit Link, we're at 443, still needs to be increased. overall increasing of the hero's power, attributes, and all of that. We're trying to get every hero to level 90 minimum for the gems, and then fixing all the gems by the gems we've accumulated. We have here 3-star gems, 2 of it, 5-star, 2 stars, 5 of it, and 597 random gems at 1 star. Aside from that, we also looked at we need to take each and every single equipment to T1, including before we evolve it, or after at least, before we take it to T1 at least. We need to recast it by using Advanced Recast. Advanced Recast requires the Advanced Recast toolbox. That is something we gain from different events, and including, in addition to the events, the monthly quest. I'm just adding more details for fun. The monthly quest, when you finish all of it, you will get some of that. By using the Advanced Recast, you can change the attributes of the equipment, and then you can just upgrade it to T1. So the direction overall is take this, fix all of it, this. You get the point. All the equipment, the 4 looking equipment, lovely looking things, all take it to T1. Okay, and recast it by using Advanced Recast, or even recast if it gives something better than what is currently available, like this. That's another way. And then we go, why waste resources on heroes? That's a good question. The resources are going to be wasted whether we like it or not. That's a simple answer. The second one, you actually need a large amount of heroes, a large abundance of heroes when it comes to using them in the arena. Whether it's the daily, whether you're actually in one of the tournaments or the Dominator, you need different lineups. Okay, so the stronger the heroes, all your heroes, in terms of awakening and strength, the more it's better. You're also going to be needing them for the reincarnation space, because you're going to be needing a large amount of heroes to be used. So if they're weak, they cause a defect in the damage that you can cause. Okay, so for instance, in round number 1, 210, 2, 461, 3, 1136, 4, 1000, 5, and 6, you can see the amount below. Overall, the stronger they are, the more you can actually win in the game, the more you can win in the Legend Championship. Sorry, the Legend Championship and the Dominator. Let's just register for the next cycle before I forget. So overall, the more all your heroes are stronger, the more it actually benefits you. And overall, you're playing the game whether you want to or not with these heroes. So making them stronger actually benefits. And if you look here, okay, and if you can actually access his account, you'll notice that he's not neglecting except heroes he never uses. And he's focusing more on making at least, let's say 666, at least 30 heroes. 30 heroes strong overall, and upgrading their exclusive. T1 upgrade of useless heroes, the waste of resources. Okay, they still will be needed, because across the game you'll be needing different heroes that most of the time are useless. You will never have to use them almost, but still you'll have to use them in the multiple rounds battle. For instance, in X War, when you get to a certain stage, congratulations, you're gonna be needing 3 lineups. So that's one of the main reasons you need different heroes. Secondly, some heroes have special attributes that actually might help you in winning that battle. Catastrophe can help in slowing down enemies, believe it or not, and taking less damage for himself and slowing how they can act. Useless in so many different ways in every single battle, but he helps in that specific one. So amazing, I know. Chuck, God of Maya, with his skill, he can actually work as a buffer. Usually, you'll never have to use him, but he can come in handy one day. Gonable is still useful in stunning the enemies. Just like Rockefeller, at a certain stage you feel he's useless, you will never need to use him, but he still is one of the best when it comes to stunning enemies. So overall, you'll notice that the heroes, despite some become less useful and become more useless, They have a place and a time where you might need to actually use them. The stronger they are, the more they can stand up for themselves, whether it's against the player or X-War or Reincarnation Treasure or the Arena. So upgrading their equipment, upgrading their exclusive, upgrading to T2 is kinda as soon as you finish it. That's it. You're not gonna have to keep working on the hero forever. But most get one shot. Rockefeller is always, up to a certain point, he needs his exclusive actually being upgraded so he can do an increase of his CC. Okay, it hitting the enemy and actually working. So that's one thing. And also, without his relics, especially the cyber counter, increased stun chance to 30%, he becomes less weaker and unable to stun the enemy. So you're gonna have to build him like a superhero so he still is functionable in battle. Sorry about that. Anyway, what do you recommend, Winter Lord or Gills? Or Agus, pretty much. That's a good question. Winter Lord, I think currently, let's see the blessing, not on the blessing, but I think she's in the faction store. No, she hasn't reached the faction store yet. Right, so you're gonna have more of a difficult time awakening her in comparison to Agus, because it's more available across the game to be awakened. Agus might benefit you more because you can awaken him faster, so there is a point there to argue with. Elodia, let's see. No, she's pretty much not widely available now, so unless you can get a large number of copies from her, you're not going to be awakening her to Immortal anytime soon, Elodia. So I would recommend go with the Agus, go with the Fearless Agus. The easier it is to awaken him and get him to Immortal and get his exclusive above level 20 and get his relics, the better it is, because he's gonna be stronger than a copy you barely got to Epic. So alright, if you had a Storm plus insurance, you can do some good versus. And one thing I would add, if you actually had a good balance, you can pretty much stop them all from acting. And if you give him, let's say, Genesis, the time gem. If you give him the time gem, he will automatically be able to use his skill from the beginning of the round. Okay, but then he'll be having a very bad issue. He needs to be faster than Storm Falcon and faster than all the heroes in the battle to actually use his skill, which stops the enemy from even being able to move. But then again, even if that's an issue, you can use Einstein to resurrect him if he gets killed, and in round 2 you will achieve that. But you still need him to be awakened at Immortal to endure the damage he will take and give him the relics. So pretty much you want him at least to be looking something like this, even while time is still weak. It's still weak. Your time. Take those back. My balance is transcend. I want him in Wish Summon. Okay, let me explain something about Wish Summon. He's not available in Wish Summon, but I think he is available. Let's see. He is available in the faction store, which is good, and he still hasn't been added when it comes to the summoning bless. Is he available in the Wish Heroes? Let's see. No, haven't gotten to that point yet. Okay, that's very normal. Okay, the Wish Summon and the repetition of events in the game you will notice certain events keep on repeating. The difference that can happen is the heroes that they add. See those ones at the bottom? These can change at the bottom, okay? And the secret wheel actually offers you an opportunity to get specific relics for heroes that you will not be able to find easily. We're talking about Zeus, the Great Sage, Darkness, all of that. So that is a way to attract players in spending money. So if you're actually wanting balance, just like every single hero that happens to come into the game, at some point he will lose all his spark and glory, and then he'll get added to the summon bless, and he'll be easier to actually get. And it always follows the same cycle. A hero comes, he sticks around 2-3 months, maybe more, and then you'll find them easier to actually get. The same happened a long time ago with the God Slayer. The same happened with Moonlight Paladin, Mecha Valkyria when she was the cool new kid in town. Same happened with Lucas. Same happened with the Music Fairy. The same happened with the Deer. Same happened with the Forest Dancer. Even Aegis had the same experience of not being widely available. If you remember a couple of months back, same scenario with her as a hero. Same scenario with her as a hero. So it's just a matter of patience, because it's like exclusive access if you're paying, and then they will allow pretty much all players the ability to build those heroes. Alright guys, it's time to wrap up, and unfortunately I'm sorry that the stream didn't have enough time to be announced before for people to join, and no, definitely will improve on that point. If you have any questions, do leave it on any of the videos available or on the Discord. This live stream will actually go into private until I can, allow it to be processed to HD, fix its description, title, and different things, and many things you'll find in the description of this video later, preferably tomorrow if you check it back again, and you can watch the entire stream again at your convenience. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another one of these videos and live streams. Please do leave a like and a comment and subscribe. By the way, the channel has memberships if you ever want to connect more with the channel or support it. And I wish you a great day and a night and an evening or a morning ahead. Thank you so much for tuning in.